Sorry, that was my dream face reveal moment. Hello, bicyclists, young bikers, the biker gang, whatever term you guys call yourselves. Today I'm here about to drop the most crazy knowledge lore bomb of all time. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be, some might even say, large. And you can probably hear this plane passing by, so I'll just let it do its thing and stare deeply at you. We're having a moment right now. Anyways, I'm sorry for being weird. I've been a little bit out of it recently, and it's been a while since I recorded one of these for y'all. So I've been receiving a lot of questions recently, and I thought today I might endeavor to answer some of them and prove that I, in fact, am alive. Crazy, I know it sounds, but let me prove it to you. So, first question we have is this one. Why are you so incredibly hot? Now, I get this one a lot. It's kind of an issue for me. Yeah, I just get it all the time. And so I know people are asking, where's the hair? Where's the hair? And honestly, I miss it. I think I made a mistake. I went on two distinct flights to places that are not the house that I grew up in. And both of the times, like 2 days before my flight, I caved. I was like, I hate myself and the way I look. And I need to go to a barber shop and have them chop it all off. And so I was a bald rat for a little while. And then now I'm like slightly less bald, but still very much a rat. And it's a struggle, guys. I'm working on getting my old hair back. Okay, I'm sorry. I am sincerely sorry, but mostly to myself. I don't know why I'm living like this. It's a mistake. Anyways, that is the first question that I've gotten, and it is true. I am unbelievably I can't say it. I am so people are just like they walk up to me on the street and they're like, "Wow, looking good." And I just give them the old finger guns and I say, "Thanks, I know." Okay, let's just move past this and go on to question number two. And this one is a little bit more serious, and it's this. Sorry, I was just stalling for time. Bam. Why were you dead? And so this is kind of the problem where sometimes I'll just periodically be not alive, and that's really not ideal. And like the corollary to this would be like, what have you been up to? I suppose. So, uh, early this summer, I basically became nocturnal. And by this, I think it's mostly due to like sleeping at 6 a.m. and then waking up at 5 p.m. So I got a lot of sleep, but not really at the hours where you're supposed to. And I think that kind of caused me some problems with my way of living. And, generally not ideal to be nocturnal because it means that when you're asleep, other people are awake and doing things. And when they're asleep, you're awake and doing things. So kind of just didn't work out very well. And then at the latter half of summer, I encountered a video game called Baldur's Gate 3, and I think that sort of was the source of a lot of the problems there. And it was irrecoverable. It was irrecoverable, to say the least. So that's the second question. The third point that I want to address is less of a question, really, and just more of a statement. It's Q for the folks back home, dot, dot, dot. And essentially, what this point is a piece of advice, or a couple of pieces of advice for the folks back home. First, it's not a piece of advice. I lied. It's that, hope everything is going well. But the second piece is to just not get caught up in the way of things and to keep doing what you're doing, I guess. You don't have to make so many drastic changes, even though this is a tumultuous period in many people's lives. But fight the fight, struggle on, and it'll work out. It'll work out. And I think that so often we get fixated on this idea of what we want to do instead of who we want to be. And I think that as long as you have this conception of your mind in your mind of who you want to be and what ideals you want to live up to, then you'll be able to pursue that. Very vague. I read Atomic Habits. That book is solid. Apparently, everybody's read it, so I'm not alone in this. But that is the advice I have for the folks back home. And the next one is a bit of a doozy of a question. This is another one that I get very frequently, perhaps too much so. And I'm currently typing it, so I'm stalling for time. And okay. Okay. So here's the question. And my formatting is quite atrocious in this one. So bear with me as this is it. The question is, you're so popular and cool. Literally, how can I be you? And for this one, well, the first point is that you're never going to be me, so you shouldn't even try. But the second point is, you're doing fine as you are. And I think one of the things that has helped me branch out a little bit more is just doing the whole friends of friends thing. I think that's something I wish I had done more, where the people who you know are very cool, most likely. And it's also likely that they know interesting people as well. So it's best to sort of make like a tree and branch out and explore different possibilities with the different people that you might have never considered before. I think that is just really ideal. And you don't want to leave wherever you're at thinking, oh man, I wish I talked to this person more. Or, man, it's a shame that I never interacted with person Y or person Z, even though they're so cool. Because um, you will regret it for the rest of your life until the day you die. And that's really not ideal. So don't do that. So otherwise, you can just try to copy the stuff that I wear. Get the Amori merch. It's really overpriced, but it's worth it, I swear. And if you want to be me, also, you have to have really terrible eyesight. Um, I'm on the road to legal blindness, so yippee. And that's it for this question, really. I think that there's not much more that I can address. Um, just keep doing what you're doing. That is one thing that I would like to emphasize. If you're enjoying what you're doing, if what you're doing is fulfilling, and if you're able to gain from it and learn from it, then keep going. Press forward. That's really all there is to it. And then here's another question that I've been receiving quite a bit, and it's what do you want to do more of other than hard drugs and alcohol? This is kind of a hard question. I think that one thing that I've been interested in pursuing more is maybe practicing photography a little bit more because, everybody wants to be that person who's able to be asked to take shots in the, the camera sense, of course, and just be the staff photographer of a group or something. I think that seems quite useful, a skill to have. And I would like to work on portraiture a little bit more, but it's a little bit hard just going up to someone and being like, "Hey, can you be my muse for today?" Seems like a really terrible pickup line, no? So that'll be in the works. That'll be in the works. But also, I think experimenting with different technologies, software for editing, stuff like that, also is another thing that would be good to do. And of course, I think learning about the community that you're in is always extremely valuable. So maybe looking into local history, um, perhaps joining a journalistic publication and learning what they learn, which is, has a tendency to be a lot, and using that as another branching off point seems like it could be quite valuable an experience to have. But other than that, just I think being on the lookout for opportunity is quite good as well, because Um, being an inquirer, inquirer, is a useful skill to have, I feel. Because if you're associating yourself with people who seem like they might do interesting things and they do interesting things, then you can ask them, can I do an interesting thing with you? And it seems like a weird proposition, I'll be perfectly honest. But uh, you might find yourself lucky in being able to do interesting things with interesting people and being able to gain from it once again. So that's most of the questions that I've been receiving from the young bicyclists of our generation. And I think there's one last thing that I would like to give you guys, which is maybe some positive affirmation in that, you know, it's okay to struggle or to not be doing well and even be on the downswing. That is to be doing worse than you were previously. I think a lot of us have hit that point in recent times. But it's always looking to the upswing. For the bullish or bearish market, I don't really remember what those terms mean. I'll be really honest with you. But wherever you're at, it's only up. And I think that in encountering new people, broadening perspectives, it's how you're able to get where you need to go. So keep your chin up, ride your bikes, and that is all.